Somebody asked if the Wave 2 could run from 240 volt, you know, your normal AC that you plug into the wall, or say if you have a setup in a camper or a vehicle where you've got a battery and an inverter, could you plug it in that way if you didn't sort of want to invest in the additional optional batteries, etc. Up front? And the answer is yes. As long as the inverter or your power source, your AC power source, is a clean power source and like pure sine wave, and it can supply enough wattage to satisfy the unit, yes, you can. So I've done a quick video to show people. At the moment, there's actually a Black Friday sale for Australia with Ecoflow. So there's considerable discount. You can actually pick up the Wave 2 for $12.99 at the moment instead of almost $2,000, which is pretty damn good. I paid full price for mine, unfortunately, but I've had it a few years. There's also a few other options of how to buy it if you want to look at getting it with the matching add-on battery, or battery and bifacial panel. There's a couple of different size panels. They can match it up as kits, and once again you can save some money. But yeah, anyhow, so I'll attach the quick video I did to this, and I'll also do a quick run through the app, just to show people the excellent connectivity side of it. And yeah, hope this is useful. Okay, so this is the Wave 2. There's no power plugged into it anywhere at the moment, so pushing the power button does nothing. It can be powered by technically 2 sources, but it's really 3. So it does have its own 240 volt cord attached to it, permanently attached to it. You can see there. It also has an XT150 port on it, and the last little port, this one here, is for solar charging or car charging via a cigarette socket, if you have the optional battery. So it can run off 240, it can run off an optional battery that sits underneath the unit, which I don't have, and then the third source is one of their power stations, as long as it has the matching port on the side. So this one does. So that's your DC XT150 port. It operates at around 48 volt roughly, and you have to buy the separate cable if you want to do it that way. So that's just the short 1 meter cable in this case, but they also do a 5 meter cable. So I've just got this wrapped around it to help seal the window up, but you've got 2 ports that have to have tubing going to the outside, because it's a true heat pump system. It's totally isolated. Your air being conditioned is going through like so, through the front and out there, and then the heat is being exchanged depending on which direction you want to go, whether you want to heat or cool. It's being exchanged outside by pulling air through another radiator inside in the back of the unit, through the bottom and out the top. That's one of the reasons why it's so efficient, that and the fact you can also run on DC. But as far as your question as to can you run it off AC without any of the batteries, so that's a normal AC cord, and you want to run it from your inverter and your lithium battery in your van or truck or vehicle, whatever it is, as long as the inverter can handle the amount of current this can draw, and I think it can get up to about 600 or 700 watts at the most, I think, roughly. Well, we'll find out in a sec, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into my Delta 2 Max. So that's got its inverter turned on. So as long as your inverter is a good sine wave inverter and it can handle the capacity, there's the AC plug for the air conditioner for the Wave 2, so we've just plugged that in like so, and we'll turn it on now. So we turn him on and we'll tell it to, what's it set to? It's set to fan at the moment because my cat keeps walking across it and turning it on, so I set it to fan. So we'll set it to maximum. So that's running flat out on cool, so that should chew up the most power possible. Can already feel it cooling down. It's actually telling you the vent temperature. So that's the temperature of the air coming out of the actual vent. I can already feel it's getting cooler. So we're at, just looking at my other portable air conditioner, we're at almost 30 degrees Celsius in this room. Warm day. And as because it progressively ramps up and down to save power and battery, it's currently ramping up, and you'll see the wattage that it's drawing as it ramps up. Keep in mind I've set this to run flat out at max at the moment, so we should see it ramp up to its worst possible power consumption, which will give you an idea what your inverter needs to be able to supply. But I'm sure your inverter, I think you said it's 3000 watts or something, it'll be heaps. So we're going down still. It's starting to feel nice and chilly. I might have to leave this on for a while. It's nice. I'm going to pause it for a while. Oh no, we're up to 400. I'm just wondering if I should pause it for a while to let it get all the way up to its maximum current draw, just so the video is not quite as long. These are amazing, by the way. They're so small, portable. The air that comes out of them is beautiful. You've got to be sensible with the use of them though. You've got to run the hoses outside like they're supposed to. In fact, I haven't opened that window fully, so you know, for this to work properly, although it is pumping out some nice cool air, I really should open that window outside so that the airflow can happen a lot better. But I'm really just doing this as a quick demo, so good enough. Very nice and chilly. Okay, we're up to 454 watts. And remember, this isn't via DC. If you do decide to get a battery later, it's even more efficient. Oh, that's getting really chilly now. So we're down to 19.3 degrees Celsius coming out of the vent. And it's actually started to ramp down in power now. It's happy, it's achieved its goal, so there's no need for it to waste power. So we're not going to actually see it peak, but I believe it can get up around the 600 watts or more. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. But that's worst case scenario, stinking hot day where the thing's really fighting. It'll do 10 square meters, I believe, in total. For your room capacity, and of course it works far better the smaller the room, the better the insulation and so on. Anyhow, I hope that helps. Yeah, going down in power usage, so we won't see it peak. Anyhow, I hope that helps. Excellent unit, amazing unit. There is no better unit. Sound like Trump. We've got the best. Ecoflow's got the best. Oh dear. Anyhow, enjoy. Okay, so I've just jumped in the app. It basically shows you all the devices that you've got registered from Ecoflow. on the main screen, we can then jump into the one we want, which in this case is the Wave 2. So you can see on the screen there it's currently inactive, so we'll hit the on button and it will kick up. It's only sitting in fan mode at the moment, so we'll tell it to go into cooling mode. Confirm yes. There we go, she's just jumped into cooling mode. Very hot day today in this room. It's sitting at about 30 plus degrees, a little over, tad past 30 degrees Celsius. And you'll see it's already starting to drop the temperature. It's showing in the top corner up here your air outlet temperature. So you can see that coming down considerably, quite fast. We can now change other settings as well. So for example, if we go into there, we can tell it to go into maximum cooling mode. You've got a sleep mode, you've got an eco mode, and so on. So it's now ramping up the speed it's cooling. The vent's down to 20 degrees already. I haven't actually got the window open fully that the vent hoses are going out outside to, so it's not being 100% fair on the unit because it can't really run the air through properly, but this is good enough just for a quick demo of the app. So this is your settings section in the app. Device sharing, LCD screen timeout, 5 minutes is set to at the moment. Unit temperature Celsius because we're in Australia, we're not in America. And so on, just some basic features. Automatic drain, you can attach a drain externally, which I've done to empty the water out, or you can turn that feature off, and then when the unit fills up you've got to manually release the water, take the unit somewhere and tip it and release the water. Yeah, turn the beep on and off, firmware, and so on. It looks like I'm due to do a firmware update. They're always improving these things, all their devices. It's almost like owning a Tesla. It's amazing. They're really on the ball, Ecoflow. Okay, so I'll do that update after this is done. We go back to the main screen, and yeah, that's basically it. You can heat, you can just have the fan on. Yeah, you can actually charge the optional battery via, there's a port on the side to plug a solar panel or plug your car cigarette lighter straight into it. Oh, they're a fantastic unit. Anyhow, I've waffled enough. I've talked about all this in the main video. I'll throw this at the end of the video just so you can see how the app works. We're already down to the 21 degrees Celsius at the vent, still going down further, and this has only been running a few minutes. As I said, the window's not even open properly for the vent hoses on the back of the unit. Okay, I hope this helps anybody that's looking at getting one, and I hope you take advantage of the excellent Black Friday sales at the moment too. Save a bundle. Oh, and there's a 6% off code I'll throw in at the end as well, so you'll save even more. Yeah, you can't whinge about that, can you? Hey, catches.